What's up, Giants fans, Hub watchers, YouTube subscribers, Twitter and Instagram followers? It's your boy Noname, back at it again with another Giants video. First off, happy Halloween. Actually, I take that back because I don't know when this video is going up. It's either going up tonight, if it is, then happy Halloween, or it's going up tomorrow, which would be November 1st. And as far as I know, there's no holidays on November 1st, but I digress. We got the Giants versus Cowboys Monday Night Football primetime game preview. This is our second primetime game of the year. Our first one was, of course, the Thursday Night Football game against the New England Patriots in Foxborough. But this time we're going to be at home. Hopefully that helps give us some type of advantage against the Cowboys. And it should, because this Cowboys team is a different one from what we faced week one. And the same could be said for the Giants team. It's a different Giants team that the Cowboys faced week one. We got a different person starting at quarterback. We got a little bit more of our weapons back. But we can't ignore the negatives. The offensive line play since week one has regressed tremendously. Our defensive line play has improved, as our secondary play. In general, our defense has improved since week one. I think that game, the first game of the year against the Cowboys, was definitely the defense's worth showing, but it's still nothing like to write home about. It's still inconsistent at times and really bad at times. But with the new addition via trade from the Jets of Leonard Williams, I expect us to do something about the Dallas run game. And I'll touch a little bit more about that in a second, because first I want to address the Marcus Lawrence and Robert Quinn comments on our quarterback Daniel Jones. Now, we all know DeMarcus Lawrence. He's probably the most famous Giants troll, maybe of all time. I don't know, but in recent memory, he loves clowning the New York Giants. When he started first playing against us, he was playing against Eli, like 2015 onwards. He loved clowning Eli. I mean, surprisingly, he keeps his mouth shut when we beat the Cowboys, and in 2016 when we absolutely swept him, he had nothing to say. But from 2017 onward, which is really when the Giants rebuilding started, and we were a bad team, it started all back in 2017. It's when DeMarcus picked up his comments, always trashing the Giants, trashing our offense, trashing the quarterback. And now he came after a dude that he knows, he came after this guy, Daniel Jones, that he doesn't really know nothing about. And I say he doesn't know nothing about him because he called him a little Eli, which shows how much film this guy watches. Obviously none, because the only resemblance between Jones and Eli on or off the field is the fact that they're both two tall white dudes that come from the same coach. That's about it. They both have a little bit of an awkwardness around them, in how they address the media, kind of like that aw shucks vibe, dude from the country that's in the big city, but that's about it. On the field, they play very differently. The way Daniel Jones holds himself in the pocket is actually more akin to Peyton than it is to Eli, and I compare it to Peyton because Peyton also came from David Cutcliffe, that coach down there, and he stands a lot more like him in the pocket. Obviously, his running skills are from neither of those guys. He learned that at his own college. He's very much a modern day quarterback. He could run outside the pocket, he can scramble a little bit, make plays with his legs, keep plays alive, which will take me to Robert Quinn, who says he's no Lamar Jackson, so it's not going to be a problem. Nobody compared him to Lamar Jackson, so I don't know why you're doing that. In fact, you're doing Lamar Jackson a disservice by comparing him to a quarterback in another state, somebody in another conference from him. I don't know why you're bringing up another player's name, but that's not that. In fact, you're doing your team a disservice by saying if Daniel Jones is no Lamar Jackson and he's no problem, that means when your team goes up against the Baltimore Ravens, who are currently battling it out there in the AFC North for a playoff position, that you guys can't beat them. But that's just the Cowboys players. They don't really think before they speak. Obviously, D-Law don't watch his film because Daniel Jones is, quite frankly, nothing like Eli on the field. You can say what you want off the field, but on the field, he's a very different player, a much more modern-day NFL quarterback that could run and use his legs a little bit more, but also his arm talent is different from Eli's. I think everybody knows that in his prime, Eli had probably one of the best arms in the NFL, just off of like arm strength, how far he could toss the ball down the field. Jones hasn't shown anything of that level yet. He has a pretty good arm, but I don't think it's nowhere near what Eli had in his prime. And even if he is just a little Eli Manning, DeMarcus, I'll take that. That means he's going to win us 2 Super Bowls. Eli won us 2 Super Bowls, so if Daniel Jones would win us 2 Super Bowls, I'll be glad. Put the Giants, up there tied for the most Super Bowl wins of all time as an organization with the Patriots. I'll take that, man. Are you just a little jealous that in the past 12 years the Giants had more success than the Cowboys have had in like the past 25 or something like that? I don't know. Can't remember the last time the Cowboys actually went into the playoffs and did something. Especially with you really shouldn't be talking with your quarterback Dak Prescott, man, and your team in general. Which kind of brings me a little bit more into this preview here when I mentioned the Cowboys are a different team from when we faced them in Week 1. When we faced them in Week 1, everybody thought they were the favorites to win the NFC East. Everybody thought that they were going to be one of the best teams in the league and all that, coming off of their hot ending streak in the season, But they beat 3 bad teams in the Giants, the Dolphins, and the Redskins, and then they dropped 3 games to 2 good teams and 1 bad team. They dropped the game against Green Bay in Green Bay. They dropped the game to New Orleans without Teddy Bridgewater. Without Drew Brees with Teddy Bridgewater. And they dropped the game who at the time, the winless Jets, that are currently one of the worst teams in the NFL right now and can't beat anybody to save their soul. They dropped the team to those guys. So it's like the Cowboys kind of got exposed in a way, I even made a video about it, talking about the state of the NFC East when that 3rd loss came, because that shocked everybody. We were like, alright, we all knew that the Cowboys were a little bit fake, but we didn't know they were this bad to lose to the New York Jets, who couldn't beat anybody, who just got their quarterback quarterback that's seeing ghosts and whatnot. But drop a game to them, and then you win one back. You're 4-3. You're 4-3, right? You're 4-3, but you're not nearly as good as anybody thought you were, or even if you, as a Cowboy fan, thought they were at the beginning of the season. There's a lot of holes on this team. Their offense has underperformed a little bit, and they're kind of getting away from their formula of success, which is running the ball with Zeke, not passing it too much with Dak. No matter what you say, the stats show it. I don't know it off the top of my head, but it's like when Dak Prescott passes more than 25 times in a game or something, the Cowboys' win-loss record is 14 wins, 15 losses. But when they run Zeke into the ground, I think it's like at least 30 times or something like that. Their win-loss record is like 20-something to 8. Just off the top of my dome right now, but you could go look it up for yourself. This team is getting away from what makes them successful, and that's running the football. They're trying to turn it into an offense that's more pass-happy. With Kellen Moore there, their offensive coordinator, trying to involve Dak a little bit more. I'm not sure why, whether that is to see if he's worth the $40 million contract he wants, or to, prove that they don't need Zeke that much because Zeke was holding out, or maybe even to just try a new offense. I don't know what the case is, but the Cowboys have been getting away from it. And the Giants can take advantage of that because of Leonard Williams, who went on the Jets, was a big part of that Jets win over the Cowboys earlier this season. Williams was basically the Zeke stopper. He was always pushing the pocket, getting pressure on Dak, and he was always in the backfield stuffing the run against Zeke Elliott. So I expect much of the same here. I expect much of the same for us because it's just 2 weeks removed from that Jets game where he played the Cowboys. So Leonard Williams, come do your thing, man. And that new defensive line there, and I fully expect it to be Leonard Williams at left end, or maybe he'll switch it up with Dexter Lawrence a little bit. Just Leonard Williams at one end, Dalvin Tomlinson in the middle, Dexter Lawrence on the other. Those are 3 big goons up in front who could stuff the run and also get pressure on the pocket. Dalvin Tomlinson, really underrated inside pressure from Dalvin Tomlinson throughout the season. He already got 2 sacks, and just in the past couple of games, he's pushing that pocket, getting some pressure on the quarterbacks back there. Leonard Williams could already do it, we know it. He has more pressures than anybody else on this Giants team, throughout the year. So I expect to see good things from that defensive line, and that's really going to be the game plan going into this game. Stuff the run, try to force Dak to beat us. And I think we're better equipped to do it this year than we were last year when we tried to do it, That was like week 2, I think, or week 1? Week 2 against the Cowboys. We tried to do that, but didn't end up working. Our defense, like I said, has been playing better. They're not nothing to write home about yet, but they have been playing better since week 1. I do expect Dak to get a couple big throws off on us, but if our secondary can just hold up, man, DeAndre Baker has improved so much since his first game. Janoris Jenkins, since Tampa Bay, really, he looks like he's been playing to show other teams, because he's going to be gone after the season. He looks like he's been playing to show other teams that he still got some, and he does still got some. So I'm going to be counting on those guys to give us an advantage in the secondary. On the offensive side of things, you guys know how I feel about Pat Shurmur. The way we can win is the same way the Dallas Cowboys could win, and that's running the ball. We've been severely underutilizing Saquon when he was here for the first 3 weeks, and since he came back against Arizona. We tried to use him a little bit more against Detroit, and I actually liked a lot of the offensive plays that I saw in Detroit. We ran the ball a lot, whether it was with Saquon or without him, and we used that to our advantage with a couple of play action passes, a couple of I formation plays, rollouts, all that stuff. Pat Shurmur really opened up the playbook, had some diversity in his play calling for the offense to confuse the defense a little bit, because that makes us unpredictable. And the Giants, for the most part this year, have been a very predictable offense. The easiest way to not be predictable and not be easy to beat is to run the football. It opens up so much more plays for you. It helps you control the clock. And you have the best running back in the league back there, and you're not using him. So my key for success on the offensive side is to run the ball, just like how the key for the defense is to stuff the run against the Cowboys. But that's what I got for y'all today. I told y'all the preview was going to be out a little bit late, but it is how it is. Let me know what you guys think. What do you think we need to do to win this game, to have a chance? What do you think we need to do on the defensive side and the offensive side? If you agree with me, let me know. If you disagree with me, let me know. I love to have these conversations in the comments. Like the video, share, subscribe. I'm out. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Put your comments down below. Make sure you smash that like button, subscribe, and turn on post notifications. Until next time, I'm out.